Hi, this is Destiny. If this is the first time that you have ever stumbled upon Destiny Forever Walks, my YouTube channel, believe me, this is not an accident. This is a divine appointment. You are meant to be here. And today you're about to get some information like you have never got it before. But this information is something that you need to think about. It is very, very interesting and it makes a lot of sense to me. So let's jump into it. And I welcome all of my subscribers out there. And I just thank you all for coming to my channel. And to all the new people that's just come up on Destiny Forever Walks, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share with all your friends and family out there. And also you can comment. And then if you want to get more videos like this, then you hit that bell notification, and every time Destiny she uploads a new video, you will be notified. Guys, this is hot off the press, and I'm excited. I'm anxious to get this out to you. I have my notes. Let me slide over quickly and pick up my notes. You got to hear this. I am speaking tonight on the platform of just a little something to think about. Let's get started. You got to get this out now. Guys, please pay close attention. And when I finish this article and this video, you better go out there and start digging up some information, and you better start thinking about this, okay? This platform is a platform where you come to really sit and think and use all your thoughts to be really absorbed within you so you can get those answers from the divine creator God. So the topic is, what is radiation poisoning or sickness? Radiation, like I said, I may look down because I got notes. Radiation, what is radiation sickness? Radiation sickness is damage to your body caused by a large amount of radiation, often received over a short period of time, which is called acute radiation, okay? The amount of radiation that is absorbed by the body, the body it has that certain amount that it accumulates, and the absorbed dose that you did receive within your body, it will determine how sick that you'll be. Radiation sickness is also called acute radiation syndrome or radiation poisoning. Radiation sickness is not caused by common imaging tests that use low-dose radiation such as the X-rays or the CT scans. Although radiation sickness is serious and is often fatal and is rare. Since the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan during the World War II, most cases of radiation sickness have occurred after a nuclear industrial accident, such as the one in 1986 explosion and fire that damaged the nuclear power plant at Chernobyl, Ukraine. Chernobyl, Ukraine. You need to go and key that in, and you need to get the information. That is something you need to think about. On April 26, 1986, a routine safety test at Chernobyl nuclear plants in Ukraine is spiraled out of control. Followed the dramatic events that led to the world's worst civilian nuclear disaster. It was the world's biggest nuclear disaster, spreading all across Europe through the radioactive clouds. Now, think about that. This nuclear disaster, all this nuclear radioactive chemicals and all that is spreading through the clouds. So, I'm asking a question. How can we compare what's going on today with this topic that I'm talking about? What can we compare this to in the things that are going on in our world today at this present time. Think on that. This is just a place you gotta come and start using your mind. Think. I'm gonna ask that question again. What can we compare this to in the things that are going on in the world at the present time? So let's jump into it and let's talk about what these radiation poisoning symptoms are. The severity of symptoms and signs of radiation sickness depends on how much radiation you absorb. How much you absorb depends on the strength of the radiated energy, the time of your exposure, and the distance between you and the source of radiation. Signs and symptoms are also affected by the type of exposure, such as a total or a partial parts of your body. The severity of radiation sickness also depends on how sensitive the affected tissue is. For instance, the gastrointestinal system and the bone marrow are highly sensitive to radiation. So let's go a little deeper. Here are the initial signs and symptoms of radiation poisoning or sickness. The initial signs and symptoms or treatable radiation sickness are usual nausea and vomiting. The amount of time between exposure and when these symptoms develop is a clue to how much radiation a person has absorbed. After the first round of the signs and the symptoms, a person with radiation sickness may have a brief period with no apparent illness, followed by the onset of new symptoms and more serious symptoms to follow later on. Now, if you have a mild exposure, then it may take hours, even up to weeks before any signs and symptoms begin. But with severe exposure, signs and symptoms can begin minutes to days after the exposure. So let's talk about the possible symptoms and what they include. They include nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, headaches, fever, dizziness and disorientation, weakness and fatigue, hair loss, bloody vomit and stools from internal bleeding, infections, and low blood pressure. Now that sounds like something else that we've been hearing a lot about lately that's happening around the world today, with people talking about certain things that they have gone through recently. Just a little something to think about. I'm not putting anything out there or naming any situation, but you got to think and you have to make the connection. You have to make the connection. I'm not putting out any names. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to slander anything. But I'm just drawing you to look at what this topic, this message is showing you, to what is actually happening in the world today and what people are saying about things that they are experiencing today or things that they are going through because of whatever that they have said that it was. I'll leave it right there, okay? So if you think that you're being exposed to radiation, this is my advice, and I'm not can't tell nobody what to do, but this is my advice. I'm just going to tell you what I'll do. I will advise you, if you think that you have been overexposed to radiation, then I advise you to seek, no, I can't tell you that. I'm going to say that again. If you think you're being overly exposed to radiation, then I won't seek out any medical or cure, because they will only diagnose me or anyone else out there with these symptoms that I just said. They're going to diagnose that with what's going on in the world today. So those symptoms, soon as they go up there, oh, you got nausea, you got vomiting, oh, you got diarrhea, you got headaches, you're going through fever, dizziness, disorientation, you're experiencing this weakness and fatigue, oh, your hair is falling out, and I see vomit and blood in your vomit, I see blood in your stool, your internal self is bleeding, and oh, there is infections in your body, and your blood pressure's low, you better know what you know, and you better get this information. Because if you think that you have been overexposed to radiation, I truly don't advise you to seek out medical care. But that is your choice and your decision. But that's what Destiny will not do. Because they will only diagnose you with having what is going on in today's world and today's timing. And it's not that. I say it's not that. I think it's tied in with this radiation poisoning. Things that we can't even see. We are sucking it in all the time. We are breathing it into our lungs, into our bodies. And it's affecting us. And this radiation body is breaking us down. And it's killing us because it's taking the oxygen of that, the universe God is giving us to breathe. And without oxygen, people, we can't breathe or live. That's what radiation does. It saps the oxygen, the energy from you. So me, I'm going to tell you, I would not go to a medical doctor just to hear him to label me with something that's going on in this current world today that everybody think there's a lot of people is experiencing or dying from, because we got to look out there. And we can't see what's going out there in the air and the clouds. So I'm going to leave that there. But they said that everybody goes into the doctor today, everybody that's falling to death or dying, I don't care what it is. You get ran over by a car and you fall over your steering wheel and die. Say, oh, he died from. I'm not going to leave it right there. I'm not naming it. But I say it is radiation poisoning, people. Radiation sickness occurs when high energy radiation damages or destroys certain cells in your body. And that's what is really getting into our immune system. Our immune system has become weak. Leave it right there too. But regions of the body most vulnerable to high energy radiation are cells in the lining of your intestinal tract, including your stomach and the blood cell producing cells of your bone marrow. And I'm just going to leave that out there. And I just gave you a little something to think about. I'll see you guys at the next video. Go out and do your own research on radiation poisoning, radiation sickness. Go do your own research. Compare and see. Look at what's going on today and look at what all of that radiation poisoning and sickness can do. And then make sure you go and do that study on that plant, that nuclear power plant at Chernobyl in the Ukraine that happened on April 26, 1986. That was the biggest world disaster has ever happened. And all that went up into the air. And it said, as I did the study, it could take up to 100 years before they can get this all under control. Right now, it's just still releasing into the air. 100 years from 1986, people, we got a long way to go. That stuff is still traveling all the way from Ukraine to other parts of the country and nations and to everywhere. And it's in the clouds and you can't see it. And you're breathing it in and it's sapping you of your oxygen, your energy, and it's killing your immune system. It's destroying your cells. Just a little something to think about. And I'm going to see you guys at the next video. This is Destiny Forever Walks. Check out my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Like my videos. Share this information, please. Just a little something to think about. And in the meantime, guys, we need to start studying. We need to start looking for information for ourselves and stop waiting on people to give us a diagnosis about different things, telling us what is going on. You better open your mind up Because they are out there, things are out there, people that you don't even know about. All you're doing is getting the first-hand information from somebody or off the news, and you're running with it, and then you're going to take that and you go like, oh, well, this is what's wrong with me, baby. No, there is a lot more deeper knowledge and understanding of things out there that you have not opened your mind yet to even receive. But just a little something to think about. And I'm going to see you at the next video. This is Destiny Forever Walks. Check out my YouTube channel and subscribe. And I will see you, whether it be at your house or mine. In the meantime, namaste. I love you guys. I haven't said that in a long time. Have I? I'm so sorry. I love you guys, everybody out there.